Hey, you chickadees. I'm Lay Rooster, and you're in the hen house. It's patch 38. We got some new stuff. We got some lovely ladies of Star Trek over there. Anyway, and we're getting ready. This patch is out. There's been some stuff. There's a new ship. There's a new mechanic related to that ship, which is going to do some stuff. It implies things. We got new officers like usual, battle pass, but it's the end of duality arc, and that means we get the arc store too, something that we don't get enough of and that people are usually waiting for. So let's see if it lives up to the hype. Let's dig in and look around at what we've got and just kind of talk about it. I'm not going to read the whole thing word for word, but I am going to look at this and talk to you about it. So it came out today, and I've been talking with my alliance and looking into it a little bit when I had a chance today, this morning, and then on breaks and stuff. So we've got the ladies here. They're mentioning that it's the fourth and final part, so no question, it is actually the end of Duality Arc. A big thing is this new ship, the Amalgam. You can see a picture of it right down here. It is a what I can only call is a Class 1 junker. So a jalopy, a junker, a packed together hodgepodge of stuff, but that makes some sense for the lore as well as for what they're going for, and its name, the Amalgam. All right, of course, new missions. We got 3 new officers, the ladies above. We have some new exocomps, which will come to play with some of this stuff. Some more cloaking refits going up higher into the higher ships. The event store, which is a big deal, of course, for what you can buy. And check that store out because, as we've seen already, seem to be some reports of some options that people didn't have previously. And so see if something you need is in there and get it if that's what you get it quick. And some avatars and some new frames, of course. All right, so but much of the stuff is, we've got this new ship. And they said it's a new POC-led vessel, so of course that will tie into the lore somewhat, and we can figure out what that's going to mean for future stuff in the story. But we'll see. And it does come out at level 31 available. Right now, this ship is available only for purchase, and I'm hearing that it'll later be available for free and free to play over time in future arc, or in more like at that point somewhere in there. So it is available for purchase at this moment. I'm gonna check it out and see what it's like. Catch me on stream on Twitch. I'm gonna be doing that a little later after this video post. So we're gonna do that. One of the big things. It's a survey ship, but what it is a base raider. All right. Now it is going to have cloaking. Cloaking will be available, so you can cloak it. It has a special mechanic in here where it holds a good bit of stuff, but what's going to happen is it has a percentage point of resources that's going to take away from a base. And so the bigger the base, the more the load that comes back. I'm hearing reports that this extra percentage that you take in addition to filling your cargo is maybe teleporting back to the base. I have to check that out with some versus, because I've heard people say different things. But let me know down below in the comments what if you've got it and you've trying it out. So the idea is that you can get this percentage hit. You have to fill up, so you can't. This is it. One, ratings back on the menu in general, and this really looks like a warp raider. That makes it worthwhile going in and hitting once, or going back and forth to hit once or twice, and really take a decent amount beyond what you can do with your faction miner with Ston and double Ston, Borg Ston on there, things like that. So that could be quite significant, and that is a nice thing. So it also means kind of watch out whales and krakens, anyone who's been hoarding, because the more you have, the bigger a target you are. This is a percentage drain of resources, so the more resources you have, the more people can get from you, and that's going to be appealing. So it's neat. It's an ugly darn ship, but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting mechanic. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, it can cloak too, so you're not exactly going to know what's happening there. Obviously, also, if you're holding big holes or doing some stuff with deep space and all that, there's chances for it to really pop you for a lot of resources and more than it has to worry about holding in its cargo hull. So, let's see. I'm sure the information will be coming out over the next few days as we get in there. But it is a big thing, and we're definitely going to be seeing some rating here. Also, it's bringing in a new mechanic as well. So we're going to have to farm certain traders, which sounds a lot like the Stella, in order to get some components that are going to help us to build and upgrade this ship, or build up and upgrade it. And then it's going to have its own refinery piece of that stuff, so which is kind of like the DAR, where we're going to pull some stuff. One of the interesting things, you're going to be able to get a reliable source of Honor Guard Wharf shards from there, as well as some of these new exocomps that we'll talk about a little later. So a lot of different stuff going on with this ship and this mechanic. We'll probably have some video more once it's a little easier to demonstrate some of this stuff in action and rule out some of those questions. So let's look at these officers as well. So we have the rare Bael is a rare officer. She has Klingon Valor, and it increases weapon damage by X%. And then Romulan Tact is their officer ability, increasing armor by Y% of total crew attack. We'll see. So it all depends on, all that stuff is based on the base pieces. So we'll see how effective she is. Now, the rare Betor, now available as rare, her maneuver behind the scenes increases cloaking duration by X%. And cloaking seems to be becoming more and more important as they rolling it out over these arcs. So the fact that the longer you can stay cloaked, the better, if you're looking to take advantage of that. And then her officer ability, varied income streams. When on the amalgam, Betor boosts the amalgam's bonus loot ship ability by X%. So this ship does have to farm these trader hostiles in order to get stuff, and you need a lot of it in order to get the refinery pulls. So she's going to be important for this ability just to put her on the amalgam and help you pull those resources when you're doing the farming. Let's see, the uncommon, which is green, Lursa, now available. Her captain maneuver is adapt as necessary, reduce cloaking cooldown by X seconds. That one is really annoying. I know, waiting 45, 50 seconds, something like that, for it to go. And, when I'm trying to stay cloaked, and that's sometimes I don't want to be seen. Her officer ability, Fierce Power, when attacking players, decrease their weapon damage by Y. So that's only players. So that's already noted there. Just be aware, it is a player-based one. All right, but cloaking duration and cloaking duration. This one, Betor, really seems kind of interesting for the mechanics that are being introduced in the game, and of course promoting cloaking and all that. But let me know what you think down below. Let's see, some exocomp consumables, 2 different types here, but it's 6 different ones because of the factions. They're based on these factions here. So 3 that are going to increase Fed, Klingon, or Romulan reputation gain in combat by a bunch, 40 to 100%. So if you're trying to grind and push, maybe for a lock, or trying to get something boosted up quickly, there you go. And 3 that decrease Fed, Klingon, or Romulan reputation losses in combat by 50%. So if you're worried about that, if that's causing a problem, they've been mentioning that, and of course they created the space with the Klingon and Romulan traders that don't affect your reputation in the same way, and you're actually going to be using those. So they've been talking about that existence of that space, and now they're kind of coming back to that space, because that's where you're going to have to farm with the amalgam to get that refinery stuff. We do have cloaking refits here, and it's 2 more. We're just kind of moving on up the chain here. The Kov Sampek and the Sanctus are going to have it available in the offer store, it says. So you'll see it if you already have that ship. All right. And the amalgam itself, they point out, does have cloaking, like I mentioned, and you can unlock it through its refinery mechanics. So we're good. Sometimes they put some more information together on a page to kind of give you an FAQ, and those really make a good thing for me to help you with moving through it. Otherwise, we'll just look through it on a video, depending on how this rolls out. So, of course, there's a new battle pass, because what would a battle pass arc be without a battle pass? And officer shards, etc. And then there's the event store is, of course, a big deal, since we do not get that every arc, or we get that at the end of an arc. And you could, there's Honor Guard Wharf, etc. in there, Sela, different things like that. So cloaking refits are coming in there, shards, avatars, frames, bunch of new missions for us to do, and quests to do them. Some avatars of the various officers. Oh, there's a POC-led one. And a base rating avatar. It's as if they're telling us that they're encouraging us to base raid. And some framing, some frames, which will be about things that you base rate, base rater, etc. Okay, so yeah, cloaking and rating are back. They've there's a visual collapse button thing to further help with your building and researches. It's like you can make it a mini size if you don't want to have it at all, versus if you want to have it full out, you have a medium option now. And of course, they've done a bunch of bug fixes. And just not to go over these, but shout out to Scopely for continuing to focus on actually trying to fix some bugs, identifying and admitting that there are bugs. That's not the same case in all of the Scopely games or other games, and so it really is part of what I think helps make Star Trek Fleet Command better. So shout out to you, Scopely, on that. Now, anyway, that's going to do it for us. I really want to see this amalgam in action, check out these officers as we get them, and see what's going on. I plan to start messing around and checking out the ship on stream, where you can catch me on Twitch, streaming most of the time except Sunday mornings when I'm streaming on YouTube here. But anyway, come check me out Pacific evening times, work days, as well as on the weekends throughout the day and afternoon. But I'll be on there in a little bit after I get this video posted up and checking that out. Make sure you like this video if you find it helpful or amusing. Hit that notification bell so you can catch the next one and my live streams here on YouTube. And do us a subscribe. Send us a solid. We're over 400 subscribers now. We're pushing for 500 and then on to 1,000. You can be part of helping us with that. It's free and it really does mean a lot and helps promote this channel and beat to death that YouTube algorithm, which is what we want, so that we can soar. So share this video with folks that it may be helpful, and put some comments and likes below. I appreciate you all. You take care, and cock-a-doodle do.